For decades now, the forestry industry in Ireland has excelled at producing homegrown timber, but now these forests have to deliver for new priorities. CCF is a clear alternative to more traditional systems. CCF principles were developed in Europe and are being applied in Ireland, taking the whole forest ecosystem into consideration. Professor Ted Wilson has been at the cutting edge of key research here.
The main concept we're working with at the moment in Irish forest research is stand transformation. And what that is taking an even-aged plantation and modifying the structure of that forest in a stepwise fashion from one thinning intervention to the next. So as we go through time, the forest becomes more and more irregular, and we start to get these features from continuous cover forestry.
The principles of CCF reconcile timber production with other forest functions by maintaining permanent, diverse and multifunctional forests, an approach that allows for maximum adaptability.
That's the great thing about CCF, is that we are responding to this in real time. We're going into the woods and we're remembering what we did the last time, and we're seeing how it's changed. So every 3, 4 or 5 years when we're coming back into the woods, we're building up our own knowledge of this individual site, and we're responding to how the forest is changing. Yeah. And I think that is climate management in real time.
Foresters know that the wood that pays is the wood that stays, and incorporating CCF principles add to the bottom line.
Through quality, you've got value added. So if you can produce a volume and it's high quality, then your economics become very, very favourable. And so you're adapting as you're going, and that's what gives us this tremendous flexibility. You become familiar with the individual trees through time. And it's a personal experience that the forest and the landowner has with that woodland. And you are able to see how one tree that you like at one point, how that's developing the next time you come in, and you can use that information to say, well, that's the response to what I did 5 years ago. Now, if I did a little more of this or a little more of that, how can I take it forward? That's the beauty of the system.
ProSilva Ireland have been sharing their experiences with Irish forest owners, foresters, and their European colleagues for 25 years.
The interesting thing about silviculture and forest research is that there's a lot of statistics. We can generate a lot of statistics, but it's all done just with a little tape measure and a little bit of geometry, really. The key statistics are elegant, simple to obtain, and also they're understandable, they're tangible. That's a key aspect of it. But the other thing that we're doing is just using your eye. You have to be able to know what's a good tree, what's a bad tree, what's a tree with a future, which is the tree to keep and which is the tree to take. And that is just about experience and getting an eye for the elements within the forest.
Forest owners are keen to know if CCF principles will contribute to their bottom line, to know that this path is worthwhile.
One of the headline results at this point is that we've thinned the forest 3 times, and we are getting higher volumes of production from the transformation pathways. So a landowner can probably expect slightly higher returns in the early stages of the transformation.
Forest owners now have the opportunity to embrace CCF, knowing it can be a key strategy to deliver for them.
And ultimately, from an Irish perspective, we talk about a landscape as a mosaic. And so, some woodland owners might want to stick with the clear fell system, but many others will now have an option they didn't have before to consider continuous cover forestry. And that's where I think we're going to see some wins for resilience in the Irish forest landscape.
Once stand transformation is set in motion, the species mix in the forest will change, and our ancient hedgerows are ready to supply the seed source.
one of the things in our research that we're finding is woodlands not even 30 years old are already starting to gain these seedlings from the hedgerows. It's the only place that these seeds can come from. We get rowans, and we've got oak, and we've got birch, and we've even got elm coming into some of these stands. And they're just very small components. But already this young forest, which under traditional systems would be clear fell, is starting to get this diverse species composition.
Pro Silva Ireland are here to provide permanent, real change that delivers for all. Be part of this movement.